Hi everyone, this is Kerem Baran with SolarAcademy. Today I am talking to Deep from ENACT Systems, who is the founder of ENACT, who I've known since 2016. Deep, thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks, Karen, for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about ENACT. And we met back in 2016 when you guys had recently moved to your San Ramon office, if I remember correctly. Tell us a little bit about ENACT before then, since then. Where are you guys in your journey now? And catch us up.
Yes, ENACT's been on its sixth year now, and it's been exciting building a company from scratch. And of course, in the wonderful world of solar, which is always an exciting roller coaster, but of course, great things happening. As a company, we started small in California and then gradually built out our business where the software platform for solar project installers and developers now is used in many countries. And of course, we are definitely focused on providing solar project developers and installers the tools they need to succeed in their business and grow their pipelines, execute projects more efficiently. Lots of learning the last few years, thanks to our customers and then advisors like you. I think there's a huge opportunity, of course, for solar industry, and we are trying to play our part in making our customers successful.
And if I remember correctly, you were working for a large solar company before you started ENACT too, right?
That's right. I was with a company called Centro Solar. Not too many people know of them anymore, but it was a pretty large manufacturer out of Europe, publicly listed. And we set up the US business from scratch in Arizona, built out a distribution business for solar kits and then commercial projects. Ended up being a nice run. Of course, quit to start up ENACT on my own in 2014.
Great. And so can you tell us a little bit about what ENACT does?
Sure. ENACT's core focus is an end-to-end solar software platform. We believe projects for solar are complex. We are putting up power plants on top of buildings that have to last 25 years. And needless to say, it's a very challenging assignment for companies to do well. Our whole thesis at ENACT is having an end-to-end software platform that helps companies execute these projects well, will help them grow their business. And execution, of course, is many things. It's sales, it's project management, and of course, managing the assets after they're installed. So if you don't mind, I'm happy to kind of share some slides and tell you more.
Yeah, please.
That will help you. So I will share a couple of slides on a company, help you understand what we do, and that will definitely make it more easy for your users. How much do you know about ENACT so far, Karen?
Well, what I do know is, what I remember from back in my days in Civic Solar when we met. I remember, you guys were one of the up and coming software tools for solar installers, along with other companies like Helioscope and Aurora. And I remember you guys being a little bit more focused on the project management side of things rather than the perfect graphical user interface for design on top of the roof kind of functionality. And I also remember you guys had like a CRM module to manage customers. So I'm curious to hear kind of where are you guys positioned vis-a-vis those players and others. And, it's a rapidly shifting landscape. So would love to hear what you guys are up to right now.
Absolutely. So our platform, of course, is heavily focused on, as I mentioned, the complete journey of a project. And all we've done is solar for buildings, which means homes and businesses. We have specifically focused on residential solar and commercial solar, but not anything on the utility scale. It's all behind the meter. And the platform, the same platform which we launched in the US, is definitely working in multiple markets. This year, we've added the energy storage capabilities as well. We'll show you that in a little bit if you have time. But the focus, again, is three things. We want to help customers grow their sales pipelines. And as they close deals, it's extremely important to have organized project management. That's where most companies fail. And so our core strength is managing the execution of projects very, in a very remote, at the same time, very scalable manner. And finally, manage these assets after they're built, especially when it comes to fleets of assets, thousands of homes. So I don't have too many slides today, but just want to give you, you asked the question on design. This is a nice summary of all our modules. Everything starts with design and having a very simple, at the same time, powerful and accurate layout of the system is definitely a big deal for residential projects where sales team members have very little time and they have to do this many times a day. So our platform is definitely enabling those sales team users on the field. They can be at home or in a coffee shop or wherever. It's very tablet friendly, and it's also very responsive in terms of changes, right? It's very quick to use. So needless to say, that's the reason why it's succeeded so well in remote places like in India and Middle East, where you may not have a very strong Wi-Fi connection sometimes. It's very easy to use. But then that's one part. So once you have a layout, you do have to size the system and price it. To size it, you need to know the rates, and we have all the rate analysis tools. You have to build up a pricing model, which we have complete details for, including costing and financing options. And finally, once you have a contract, you can now execute your project, which we call project management. So here you're laying out your timelines and people. You did ask the question again on other tools. Yes, there's some excellent design platforms like Helioscope. In fact, we do allow users to upload a Helioscope design if they want to while they're executing a project. Where we are different is really focusing on the complete execution management, and so keeping track of the different iterations of the project, because these things change over time. And then finally, once these projects get built, we connect with the inverter and get the data out for energy production. So we have an app that measures the live dollar savings of the project. And that's where we're seeing a lot of interesting demand now with storage coming on. People are curious, like when do they ever break even on these things, especially on commercial?
Yeah. And I understand. So your sweet spot of customers is I would say more the kind of customer that cares about that whole end-to-end management platform rather than just getting a design out or just getting a proposal done. Would that be
Absolutely.
fair?
Yes, our sweet spot are companies that have larger teams, especially those that are regionally spread out. We're seeing this, a home office model for sales and ops. And we have this single end-to-end cloud that keeps them all connected, all projects in one place. Definitely also focused on the sales-heavy companies. So we have lots of large, let's say, sales teams, because we have a very powerful way to build the pipelines quickly. Where,
is that in the US or in other markets as well?
In the US, definitely for residential. In fact, we don't see any other market further along than the US on residential. Internationally, it's all C&I. We don't have residential offering used much in markets outside the US.
Yeah, but you are in multiple other countries outside of the US.
Absolutely, yes. We have some of the largest customers for rooftop development in India and the Middle East. Also Southeast Asia now. We just announced during COVID, one of the largest, in fact, the largest solar developer in Southeast Asia is using ENACT for C&I. So we're seeing, interestingly, the same product, although of course every country has its own currency and rates, but the same product is being used across the world. And we're seeing the same types of needs. It's the same challenges everywhere.
And what's new about the storage part?
Great question. In fact, I do have a quick video to show you if you have a minute. And really focus on the design part. Storage, as you know, is expanding, and numbers suggest that as high as 50% of homeowners in the Bay Area were adding storage, according to Sunrun.
50% of
solar buyers.
Wow.
Some press releases
are now adding storage. Wow.
Storage, and I think the trend picked up last year with all the power outages. Remember, with the PG&E cutbacks, we had a couple of bad weeks that really triggered the upswing. And today I just heard there are 2 million people with no power in New Jersey because of the hurricane. So we'll see some of these, drivers impacting consumer habits.
Yeah.
And they want backup power, especially now post-COVID, when you don't have anywhere else to go. Would you really live without backup power, right? So here's a nice run on a example. This is a PG&E use case where you have a building that's about $20,000 a year in bills. So what we allow is, analysis of the bills where you can pick your load pattern automatically and then size a system on the roof. First, we do the solar part, which is what we have already. Let's say in this case, we're trying to size a.
Oh wow! All of this is new. I don't remember any of this functionality from.
You haven't? Okay. Well, this has been around for a while. So let's say you have a 50 kilowatt system with solar, and now you're adding. You can add storage like an LG Chem battery. You can choose how many batteries you want to mix with the solar system. You can choose the coupling with this DC or AC couple. We're starting off with the self-consumption mode, and then with that choice, it quickly sizes the battery and the solar together and tells you what's going on their use pattern. For example, in this case, the battery is going to get charged on a June day and then discharges during the night. So it's almost like 70% self-consumption. You see the blue and the green. So that's the kind of visual feeds we're giving. So you can then price this deal in minutes with financing, choose a credit union loan, and most importantly, show that as a proposal to the customer explaining this. So like exactly what's happening on the battery and the solar part. So I think in terms of the need, we find the proposal is the most important. Like what's your pricing? What's the cash versus finance price, right? What do you pay extra for the battery? And then get into as much as the cash flows. Like if you finance the battery with the solar, what's your monthly payment? All of that. So again, it's a lot to show at once, but hope you got the picture.
Got it. Well, thank you very much for this quick demo and the summary. Anything else you would like to share with the audience?
No, I think it's exciting growth on the solar industry ahead, but I think the industry has also gone through a tough second quarter because of all the COVID-related slowdowns. In California, we've seen permit levels now back to March levels pre-COVID, which is interesting, in spite of the slowdown, which is amazing to see how much the demand, pent-up demand happens to be for solar and storage systems. So I think for, companies that we work with, we are blessed to be part of a still growing part of the economy and, one of the few areas of growth. So again, very thankful to be part of the industry and supporting customers who are, managing businesses during these very challenging times and supporting all types of need, whether they're for hospitals or schools or homes and so on. So again, glad to be here, Karim, and thanks for having me on your SolarAcademy platform.
Thank you very much, Deep, and we will catch up soon again.
Thank you so much. Take care.